Hey everybody, it's Katie. I am 9 weeks pregnant today, and it is totally weird to do this in a parking lot, but I had a good feeling Alice was going to doze off on the way to our errand here, so this is my opportunity. So anyway, 9 weeks, I am still really anxious to hear a heartbeat, and just know that this is all real and it's really happening. I do have a home Doppler, and I don't remember if I've said that before. I will put a link to what it is if I can find it. I got it about 2 years ago on Amazon, and it was around $40 or $45, I think. It works great, and I'm thinking about trying to see if I can find a heartbeat myself with that towards the end of the week, closer to the 10-week mark. I don't know. It might just make me more frustrated, but I don't know. I'm grabbing at anything. I have found myself this week starting to think about, like next steps and thinking about like the later part of the pregnancy and the things that we're going to need to do and, what we're going to do sort of to get Alice ready for a sibling and the few things that we need and the things that we want to do differently and just kind of like, going down that road. But I'm still trying to kind of hold myself back just until, I don't know, we're in the second trimester and I can sort of just feel more comfortable. So symptoms wise, I didn't mention this last week, but for the past 2 weeks now, so it started in previous to the 8-week mark, I started having ground ligament pain. It just comes and goes. It's the like really sharp kind of pulling, usually on one side or the other, but in my lower abdomen. And it's especially like if I get up really fast or just move in a weird position or pick Alice up strangely or something like that. It'll just be like kind of a sharp tug. And I'm sure that's earlier than I felt it my previous pregnancy, but now, everything is pre-stretched out. So my nausea has been fairly bad this week. I've woken up pretty sick, feeling a couple of days. I still haven't thrown up. I've done a lot of dry heaving. But still nothing looks good to me except pretty much fruit. I'm still forcing myself to eat a good diet. The one exception is my sister-in-law brought a couple of Trader Joe's treats when they came to visit this weekend. These ginger candies I absolutely love. They come in like a little bag. These are just the individually wrapped ones. They're just like a chewy ginger. I love ginger, but these are awesome. I'm just like taking little nibbles of those. And the other thing is this gluten-free granola. I'm rationing. I've got like a half cup of it left or something. It is totally awesome. I want to buy a whole case of it, and that would require me to drive 5 hours to the nearest Trader Joe's, but I'm kind of considering it. It's just so good. It's like fruit and nuts and just, I don't know what it is, but man, that is hitting the spot. Okay, my nipples are super, super sore this week. Again, I don't know if this is thrush. Alice and I have dealt with thrush throughout our breastfeeding relationship. It is pretty painful when she latches now. Yeah, it almost feels like the very beginning of nursing, like when, you're just figuring latch out and your nipples just hurt really bad all the time. They're super sensitive to any kind of touch, the water in the shower, all that stuff. I do sort of remember that early on in pregnancy that they were sensitive to like the water, but I feel like this is worse. I feel like they're kind of like red and swollen. I did treat myself again, sort of just in case, for thrush with gentian violet, and it has not helped this time. So it's either a strain of thrush that is resistant to gentian violet, which I've also had in the past, or it is just pregnancy related and I just need to suck it up and hopefully that will get better with time. Fatigue wise, it's still pretty much the same. I feel like I'm doing better pacing myself and just, trying to do a manageable amount of things during the day. I'm also trying to take a nap every day, which, helps like nothing else. I am pretty much just focusing on what Alice needs, her like exercise and her activities and stuff for the day, sort of what I need to do for her, and everything else kind of comes secondary. It's much easier, when she's happy anyway, and I'm able to kind of have a little bit more downtime. Next priority would be like cooking and eating, just making sure we're still eating healthy and stuff, which I think I've been doing pretty well on. But other personal things and cleaning and that kind of stuff is just, I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm expecting my energy to kind of pick up here in a few more weeks, so I'll get caught up on everything then. I'm sure as soon as I turn this video off, I'm going to think of a bunch of other things I wanted to say, but for right now, that's all I can come up with. The best thing in this past week So my Mike's brother and his wife came to visit this past weekend, and we took like a weekend trip out to a little artsy town a few hours away. And we had a really good time, really nice weekend, just great to get away, spend time with them and everything. The best thing that happened was this one little thing. Mike's brother decided to buy a lottery ticket for the Powerball. And like, none of us are lottery players, but it was a really big jackpot. I think it was like $230 or something, $320 million, something like that. So like on a whim, when we stopped for lunch, he decided to buy a ticket. And so we did like our birthdays. We went on the table and, you know, we just put down the date of everybody's birth. So, you know, me and Mike, the two of them, and then Alice, and we needed a 6th number for the Powerball. And the first number that popped in my head, of course, was 31 for October 31st, which is our due date for this pregnancy. But I didn't say anything. I just kind of like, you know, just gave it a minute to see if somebody else would come up with a number. And Mike said 31. So that's what we put down for the Powerball number. And, you know, my sister-in-law, I think, asked, you know, what is that? And he just said, oh, it's just a good number. So sort of like our little secret. And sure enough, that was the only number that we matched. So we won $4 because we got the Powerball number. So I just took that as like a good kind of lucky little thing that, you know, that Mike and I could share that moment. And then it turned out to be lucky number 2. So fingers crossed that, you know, everything is good and we are going to be celebrating that date for a long time. So that covers it. Thank you all for watching, and have a great week.